نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي قال الله سبحانه وتعالى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا وقعت الواقعة ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة. So today my topic is from Surah Al-Waqiah. I just recited to you the first ayah, 3 ayats or 3 verses of Surah Al-Waqiah. Reason I picked this surah, actually I'll be speaking from the last verses of Surah Al-Waqiah. And the reason I picked this, because it hit me hard when I was learning and I was trying to make the dabbur, focus, pondering, as the Quran says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Yani, why don't you make tadabbur or pondering on the Quran, or your heart may be locked. So if you go from the other way around, if you're not pondering and you're not trying to understand the Quran, perhaps we should check if our heart is locked because we are not finding the time to learn the Quran and to ponder on the Quran. And what got my attention was a concept. The concept is present and future. That's the concept. You'll be surprised that, we know what that means. Past, present, and future. But what hit me the most was that the Quran has a different definition of present and the future. We believe in this short life that we should make our future so we can live comfortably. We make money. We make sustenance. We become something in this life that is the future. That's fine. You should. If you're youth going to school, college, high school, and you have a big target to meet, you should meet that. You should strive to meet that target. But you also require to know that what does it mean in the Quranic language, present and the future. And if you don't pay attention while reciting Surah Waqiah, and you are at the ayah number 56 and on, then you're just reciting it, which is fine. وَطُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. You're reciting the Quran, your iman is increasing, inshallah. But you're not getting the sense of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, that between the present and the future, there is Quran. Between the present and the future, in the middle, there is a Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it starts with أَفَرَأَيْتُم مَّا تُمْنُونَ. Have you considered that the semen that you emit, after that the baby is created? Have you considered that? That's number one element of life. Then the sustenance, and I'll come to that in detail a little bit later. Number two, أَفَرَأَيْتُم مَّا تَحْرُثُونَ. Have you seen what you cultivate? How you cultivate? You put this little seed in the ground with the hope that it will become a plant and it gives you the food. Element number three, أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ الْمَاءَ الَّذِي تَشْرَبُونَ. Have you observed the water that you drink, or you're taking it for granted? That's number three. Number four, the energy. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ النَّارَ الَّتِي تُورُونَ. Have you observed the fire that you kindle? This is not to put the human being down, of course. This is to get the attention of the human being. This is to get that, have you paid attention? All of these things are present. That's life. So you can sum up, regardless what major you follow, if you are a blue collar worker or a white collar worker, or you hold a major position somewhere, you work within those four elements that I mentioned to you. Some of you have more, some of you have less. Some of you have more buying power, some of you have a less buying power. But in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are all equal. The best among you is the one who has the taqwa. But then the element number 5, which is about the death. But before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speak about death, He talks about Quran. إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ. That this is a noble recitation, the Quran. And then He says, which we all going to face. Every one of us going to face. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. We all going to taste the death. And He says, فَلَوْلَا إِذَا بَلَغَتِ الْحُلْقُومِ. With the death, it's coming to your throat. When the soul comes up into your throat, and you're all watching this person, and you cannot stop him from leaving. You cannot stop that person from leaving, because it's not in your hand. That's the 5th element of life, present. Then the future. The future, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this surah divided people into 3 different groups. 3 different groups. فَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ. Those who will be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 2. وَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينِ. The people of the group of the right side people. Number 3. وَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ الضَّالِّينَ. And the people who rejected and who are, they are not believing into the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the stamp saying, إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ حَقُّ الْيَقِينِ. This for sure, definitely going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen. I'm just giving you summary. It's not a very easy topic to talk about, by the way. It took me a long time to comprehend. So, the present is what we live. The Quran is in the middle, which we live our life by it, then we can guarantee ourselves the future. You can ensure your future by Quran. Everyone has everything. Quran is not present. In their presence, then the destination is the hellfire. Very quickly, very straightforward. Don't need to hide that. Now let's go to a little bit more details. So first element, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تُمْنُونَ, He added some more things, that challenges to human being. He says, نَحْنُ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ فَلَوْلَا تُصَدِّقُونَ. We created you, then why you do not believe? فَلَوْلَا تُصَدِّقُونَ. And then he said, وَأَنْتُمْ تَخْلُقُونَ. Is that you who created human being? أَمْ نَحْنُ الْخَالِقُونَ. Or it is us who are the creator. عَلَىٰ أَن نُبَدِّلَ أَمْثَالَكُمْ وَنُنْشِئَكُمْ فِي مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. We are replacing people, more or less, I'm paraphrasing. We're replacing people. They're coming and they're leaving. Like yourself, we have people. نَحْنُ قَدَّرْنَا بَيْنَكُمُ الْمَوْتَ وَنَحْنُ بِمَسْبُوقِينَ. And we decreed the death upon you, and nobody can prevent us from that. عَلَىٰ أَن نُبَدِّلَ أَمْثَالَكُمْ وَنُنْشِئَكُمْ فِي مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. And we transfigure, we make you, we create you in the form that you know not. The purpose to mention this is for us to realize, who are we? We are the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to recognize this fact, because I told you many times, Quran is a factual knowledge, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, that is going to happen no matter what, because it is the Kalam Allah. It is a direct, each word by word in Arabic language is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Translation is a different story. But then what do we do? يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِنسَانُ مَا غَرَّكَ بِرَبِّكَ الْكَرِيمِ. What happened to human beings? They are deluded about their Lord. They're deluded. They don't recognize who their Lord is. Even though الَّذِي خَلَقَكَ فَسَوَّاكَ فَعَدَلَكَ فِي أَيِّ سُورَةٍ مَا شَاءَ رَكَّبَكَ. So what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you, fashioned you, perfected you, and created you in in proportion. And whatever form He willed, He puts you together to that form. You did not know what you would look like. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who fashioned you. This is my element number 1. That is the ayah number, is starting from the ayah number 57. Number 2. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَفَرَأَيْتُم مَا تَحْرَثُونَ, that tell me about the seed that you sow in the ground. What expectations you have? It could become a dust in a dust, but it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who makes that tree to go. وَأَنْتُمْ تَزْرَعُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ الزَّارِعُونَ. Is it you that make it grow, or we are the grower? Very clear, straightforward. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives many examples in the Quran. He speaks about that there are people who arrogantly think that they own everything. But to be honest with you, you own nothing. The only thing you own is a choice. That you make the choice in your life. You say what you want to be. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. It's your choice. You want to go on the right path, or you want to go on the wrong path. Just like this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Dahr, هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. You were not even mentioned before you were born. You were not even a thing to mention before you were born. إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج. Then we have created you from this semen. نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا. So you could be tested. You were given you were the seers and you were the hearers. You given the intelligence to measure things, to know things. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ. Then we give you the guidance. إِمَّا شَاكِرٌ وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. So you could be grateful or you could be ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Choice is yours. That's the only choice you got. There's no other choice. What happened in your body, inside of you, you don't own it. If your kidney stop working today, what are you going to do about it? Can you restart it? All the organs, they are working at the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the present, in this life, only choice you have, how you want to live your life. That's all. What do you want to do in your life? Other than that, nothing. You don't even have a control over your body. If something breaks down inside your body, you have no control over it. You go to the medicine. You go to the doctor. You do things. And nothing. Only choice you have is that what you want to do, you want to believe or you don't want to believe. Now, so number 1, we said the person is incepted, born. Number 2, the food. Number 3, the water. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides to change your water supply, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Nothing. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَأَنْتُمْ أَنزَلْتُمُوهُ مِنَ الْمُزْنِ أَمْ نَحْنُ الْمُنزِلُونَ. If we change the water, we make it bitter, we make it, salty, what are you going to do about it? Or, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَصْبَحَ مَاؤُكُمْ غَوْرًا فَمَنْ يَأْتِيكُمْ بِمَاءٍ مَعِينٍ. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, tell me, if all of your water were to sink away, who then can supply you with the flowing water? Who can do that? That's life. That's present. Okay? Moving on. Energy. The fire. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ النَّارَ الَّتِي تُورُونَ. Who is the one? Can you observe that? Who gives you this energy to live? Enjoy your life, drive your car. He said, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Are you the one who growing these trees, or is it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? أَأَنْتُمْ أَنْشَأْتُمْ شَجَرَتَهَا أَمْ نَحْنُ الْمُنْشِئُونَ? Is it you or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Moving on. Right after this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, He swear by the star, the setting star. And then once He swear, then He says this is the major great swear. And then He mentioned the Quran. So He says, فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَوَاقِعِ النُّجُومِ. So I swear by the setting of the star. Who's swearing? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The matter must be very severe, must be very important. So He swears. And then He says, on top of that, when somebody's having conversation, they tell you that I swear by this. And this is the major swear that's connected with my life. Then you pay attention. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. This is the word la, indeed, twice. Surely, verily, definitely, indeed, I am swearing this major swear. لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ, if you know. If you know. What is the swearing is about? It is about the book that many of us put on the shelves and use that for barakah. It is about the Quran. So if you have a present, this is the present. We live this life. We are going towards the future. We are going towards the future. And the death will catch up with us. In the middle is the Quran. If you draw a flow chart, that's what you will see. The middle is the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ فِي كِتَابٍ مَكْنُونٌ لَا يَمَسُّهُ إِلَّا الْمُطَهَّرُونَ. It's the Quran. The best, the Quran that is Kareem, that is honorable recitation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. That is the miracle that you are able to read the words of your Creator. Do you understand that? You are reading the words of your Creator. He is telling you His expectations. He's telling you, I'm gonna give you the life, the best you can have. You make the choice, you make the future, and the future you're gonna make, if it's according to the Quran, then you will be among the people radiyallahu ta'ala an wa radu an. That Allah is pleased with them and they are pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will be divided into three kind of people. Who are those three kind of people? فَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ. Then if he is nearest one to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَرَوْحًا وَرَيْحًا وَجَنَّاتُ نَعِيمٍ. Then for him is a Jannah, the repose. There would be the Ruh, Jibreel alayhi salam, the angels standing there with a bouquet of flower. I'm paraphrasing this, receiving somebody who is in that status. They are there to receive him, give him the bouquet of bouquet of flowers, and taking him to Jannah. That's the first category. Okay, number two. وَأَمَّا وَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينِ. Those people who are the companion of the right, فَسَلَامٌ لَكَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينِ. Then he will be greeted with the peace upon you. So this is the second category of people who will be received with the salam, with the peace on them. And then the third category, who forgot about the Quran, who did not live the life of the Quran. Just believing in the Quran is not enough. That's the third one. وَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ الضَّالِّينَ. And if he is in the erring, if he is the deniers, then he is welcome with what? He is welcome with فَنُزُلٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ, with the boiling water. وَتَصْلِيَةُ جَحِيمٍ, and burning in the hellfire. إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ حَقُّ الْيَقِينِ. And this is for sure, unquestionably going to happen. I'm not saying that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran. This is going to happen. فَسَبِّحْ بِاسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ. Therefore praise the name of your Lord, then the Supreme One. Again, we have a different concept of present and future. Let's try to learn the present and the future in the context what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to learn. Meaning the Quran in the middle. So next time you recite Surah Al-Waqiah, when you get to that point, try to understand, ponder, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ, that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is really telling us, that you have no choice. I mean, choice means that you have no choice who you are, where you were born, what color you were born, what parents you were born from. You have no choice about that. Whether you like it or not, this is it. But the only choice is that how you want to spend time learning the Quran and applying the Quran in your life. That is important. That is something I wanted to bring today to you. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me the guidance, give all of you the guidance to be on the right path, learn the Quran, recite the Quran, know the Quran, and that Quran will become the reason to secure our future, and the future is after death. That's the future. And I already spoke to that. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيد النبيين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.